We have these crossroads. And you know, either way you choose, your life is going to be different.
The universe doesn't exist, but God thinks it does.
We have to stop consuming our culture. We have to create culture.
Stupidity has a definite evolutionary function. I am all for abolishing stupidity, but before it goes, we should pay tribute to it.
Howdy, folks, and welcome to the Nonsense Bazaar. We're your hosts. I'm Willow Truman.
I'm Sequoia Kennedy.
Sequoia, when's the last time you ate a good hot dog?
A good one?
Like a good one. When's the last time you ate a bad hot dog?
I don't really remember the last time I ate a hot dog. I probably had one this summer.
Yeah.
It was what it was. A good hot dog. It's been decades, I think.
Decades?
Like a good hot dog.
That's no good.
Remember Spike's Junkyard Dogs? Did you ever?
I don't.
That was a ridiculous.
Sounds like a good place, though.
It was awesome.
Any place with junkyard in the name?
Yeah, no, they did these huge fucking hot dogs with like a ridiculous amount of toppings, and like they had names for the different hot dogs. You know, you could get the samurai dog, which was like teriyaki sauce and onions and shit. And these things were like, they were monsters, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Huge hot dogs.
And those Spike's Junkyard Dogs. Ooh, baby.
Imagine Sigmund Freud as Spike's Junkyard.
No, hot dogs, they're kind of a divisive food. Like, people who don't like them or don't eat them will definitely let you know about it.
I'm down with a hot dog.
I'm down with a hot dog.
Yeah.
But do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
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 I don't eat hot dogs. As if the pig anuses aren't exactly why I like them. Like, yeah, I know what's in them.
Oh, God.
I like the mystery meat.
God, don't worry about it.
No.
That's why it's been a while.
Yeah.
It's kind of gross.
That's kind of why it's good, you know? Love them or hate them, they kill more children a year than any other food. And they're also...
Is that true?
Yeah.
Makes sense.
It does. Stop feeding your kids whole cut it up in little pieces, or better yet, don't feed children hot dogs. You should have to be at least 13 or older and make the choice for yourself and be like, do I want this in my... Yeah. These nitrates are going to be in me forever.
Agreed.
You know?
Yeah. What do you mean the nitrate's going to be in you forever?
I don't know. It feels irresponsible to give a hot dog to a 2-year-old.
It does. That's true.
You know? And then you have to deal with the fact that your child died by hot dog for the rest of your life. And that's just a thing on your shoulders. So...
That's a deep, dark secret.
How many people are walking around with hot dog related trauma?
They can never tell anyone because how fucking stupid it is.
They better tell people. You got to talk about it. Open up.
You dig into the fucking... There's a board on the dark web called like confessions and shit. I didn't go. That's one of those. I was like, I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
I don't need to see that.
No.
But that's what's in there.
Oh yeah. Like the dark side of hot dogs. There's so many dark sides to hot dogs, but they're integral to today's topic because today we're talking about competitive eating, which is a sick fascination of mine.
Why are we talking about competitive eating? And is it a good or bad thing I didn't eat before I came here?
I don't know. Probably good. My stomach has felt fucked up all day. Like it feels queasy.
We're about to do an episode on competitive eating.
Yeah. Luckily I did have dinner before this. So I have food in me. And
you were just telling me about how you've puked at the movie theater 4 times.
Yeah.
All right, let's do this.
No. I'm fascinated by it. There's just like something about it that it's like a car crash.
Yeah.
Or I don't know, like a bar fight. If it's there, I want to see it. And I dream of the day that I can unhinge my jaw like a snake and eat 5 dogs at once because I've seen people do it. It's possible. You can do 5 at once.
That's too many.
Can you just imagine it? Me on the Coney Island stage, just like dripping with meat sweat.
I don't want to.
It's the 4th of July. They're handing me the mustard belt. Fireworks are bursting in the sky.
Why are you doing this?
Because it's my dream, and I want you to imagine it.
I am. I don't know if I can support you in this dream.
I don't think I can make this dream a reality. The first.
Why did you have to say dripping meat sweat? That's so terrible.
Because they all do.
I know. God. Okay.
The first ever Nathan's 4th of July hot dog eating contest was held in 1916. And at that time, the business was still just a rinky-dinky little hot dog cart that Jewish-Polish immigrant Nathan Handwerker and his wife Ida spent the last of their life savings to acquire. The legend goes that there were 4 immigrants who competed to determine who was the most patriotic by seeing who could eat the most hot dogs.
Okay.
The Irishman, of course, won with 13 dogs. Other accounts of the event say that Jimmy Durante, the voice of Frosty the Snowman,
Okay, yeah.
also not an immigrant, was one of the contestants. Inka Dinka Doo, indeed. Are you familiar with that song?
Is that from Frosty the Snowman?
No.
No, not that I'm not familiar with it.
So that happened in 1916. 3 years later, in 1919, New York Yankees outfielder Ping Bodie competed in a pasta eating contest against an... This happened in Jacksonville, Florida.
Yep.
According to the legend, the ostrich had 11 bowls of pasta and then passed out. So Bodie won the contest.
Okay.
So this is all to say that America, we have a few pastimes, and eating a shitload of food competitively is one of them. Against animals, too. This won't be the first time somebody competes against an animal in this episode.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Some accounts say that the original hot dog contest was judged by Sophie Tucker, who you probably have no idea who she is, but I know who she is because I was raised by a Jewish grandmother. And if you don't know who she is, fuck you. She's the last of the Red Hot Mamas. You'll never forget her now. But was that true? Did Sophie Tucker, the last of the Red Hot Mamas, really judge a hot dog contest? We'll find out the answers to these questions and more after pulling this week's tarot card. We have the Page of Wands, which that checks out.
Yeah, I can take it.
So we'll talk
Two
about...
pages in a row, by the way.
It is very childish energy.
Yeah, I'm feeling that.
Playful, childish
We're
energy.
talking about ostrich eating pasta.
Yeah.
That's terrible, actually. That's one of those things you have to think about from a hilarious perspective, because like you could look at it in a really dark way too. Making an ostrich eat pasta next to some dude on a boardwalk.
Can birds eat? Yeah, sure they can.
Can they?
Yeah.
Sure about that?
In small quantities.
Small quantity until they pass out on a boardwalk.
Yeah.
That's like,
Where did they even get the ostrich from?
that's
What's
he doing there?
he doing in Jacksonville? That's his town. He owns that town.
He set up the contest.
Yeah.
He's the mayor.
He threw the contest. He just pretended to pass out. He knew what he had to do. Okay. Moving on.
But I found me someone whose trifling days are done. Night and day, he just plays on every string in my heart. He's no Valentino prize, but he takes the leading part. I've got a cross-eyed papa, but he looks straight to me. That's why I'm happy. I know that he looks crooked, but he's got honesty. He always dresses so loud when he's out in a crowd.
I've never heard of this person.
I don't blame you.
One eye's right, one eye's wrong.
Oh, there she
Both
is.
look like they don't belong.
She does the hot dog contest or two.
Yep. That was Sophie Tucker. She's got a cross-eyed papa.
What's the significance of her? She's just here?
Yeah.
All right.
So I had to look deeper into the lore.
Yeah.
And be like, okay, there's no fucking way that Sophie Tucker judged this hot dog contest. Why would she? Well,
I could see it.
I discovered a lot. First of all, claims that the Nathan's contest has run every year since 1916, except 1941 as a protest to the war, which Bold Move Hot Dog Company, and in 1971 as a protest to the political unrest going on in the United States. In actuality, it appears that Nathan's hot dog eating contest has been held at the original location on Coney Island since about 1972. So all of that stuff about how they protested the war by not throwing a hot dog contest that year.
Yeah.
Never.
That never happened.
That never happened.
It's not real.
Yeah.
It's the lying sons of bitches.
I know. And the details get murky again real quick because even though supposedly it started around 1972, in 1973 there was a meat shortage that year and they were scared of attracting bad press. So they did do the contest, but pretended that the contest never happened that year.
What?
Yeah.
Why are they doing this?
It's why indeed.
Have you heard, dude? Did you hear about? I don't want to sidetrack too much, but this is, I think, this is slightly relevant.
Yeah.
Fucking Fruit of the Loom psyoping people.
No.
They fucking change. There's the, you know, the Mandela effect about the Fruit of the Loom.
Oh, I sure do.
Yeah, these motherfuckers. These absolute motherfuckers. Fruit of the Loom. So the Mandela effect about it is that it's a cornucopia on the logo,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. A bunch of people started showing evidence. No, there was never any cornucopia on the logo. There's never any cornucopia. It doesn't there. Look at this evidence. Look at these Fruit of the Loom shirts, underwear. Oh, there's no cornucopia. No history of the cornucopia in their logo. Just the fruit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fruit of the Loom, I shit you not, took out the cornucopia, erased all fucking evidence of it to turn the Mandela effect about them into a marketing scheme. They literally fucking gaslit.
Do you have proof of this, or is this just your pet theory?
No, this is real.
Oh, there's proof of that.
Yeah. No, they did that. It's been
Wow.
like, it's
when
like
was
come
that
out
confirmed?
fairly recently, I think.
No shit.
Yeah, dude, they fucking did that shit.
So they just gaslit everybody
Yes.
into being like parallel universes exist.
Dude, they literally psyoped. They took advantage of the fucking Fruit of the Loom, took advantage of the fucking Mandela effect and psyoped people they psyoped the world for marketing purposes.
Wow, they tasted that forbidden fruit. They went for it.
They're not the first to erase history, apparently.
Clearly not. I want to explain Nathan's hot dogs for
Please
our
do.
international listeners, or, you know,
Yeah.
like they're hot dogs.
They're the hot dogs.
They're the hot
But
dogs.
there's some of the hot dogs.
They're the only hot dogs that I eat, actually. Like, if it's not a Nathan's hot dog cooked on the grill or over a fire, I'm not, like, I'm picky. I'm picky about my dogs. I want a kosher all beef dog.
You gotta be picky about your
Yeah,
dogs.
picky about your dogs. And I will say that's my dog of choice is a Nathan's hot dog.
I agree.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm glad we're in agreement on that.
A hot dog cooked on a stick over an open fire, it's the fucking best thing
so
ever.
good.
That shit is fucking phenomenal. And I've had that way more recently than a decade ago.
Yeah, so everything shifted into clarity when I learned that Nathan's promoter, Morty Matz, Mr. Mortimer Matz,
Sounds
which is like a cartoon rat villain name.
Yeah.
He fabricated the 1916 legend with a man named Max Rosie in the early 1970s, and this was all just a publicity stunt. Yes, just lies made to build up the legend of Nathan's, which you don't need it. The dog stands on its own. It's good enough. It's good enough.
It's true.
Even without the 4th of July because I've never been interested in the hot dog eating contest. I barely even ever thought about it up until the last 2 weeks. And Nathan's was still my dog of choice leading up to that. So they didn't need to lie like this.
No.
But
No, I didn't.
but they did. In order to bring competitive eating like even more towards the mainstream and establish it as a real sport akin to Major League Baseball.
Again.
Yeah. Major League Eating gets introduced. And this change took place in the mid-1990s when brothers Richard and George Shea were brought on as publicists for Nathan's. George Shea had been on the mic for, the contest since 1991. An interesting thing about all of these competitive eating contests, everybody wears the same hat. Like, all the contests across the country, no matter who the host is, they all wear the same little getup, the, like, little showman hat.
Yeah.
Like, beige.
Oh, I thought you meant like everybody competing.
Oh, no. That would be hilarious.
Super weird. Yeah.
No, the presenters.
Gotcha.
The presenters wear, like, their little presenter getup that's kind of vintage. They look like an old, Yeah. which is fun. And George Shea had a previous career.
Weirdly intentional.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get this. His previous career was as a fiction writer. So this whole myth-making thing, building the legend, being sort of the showman, he likes that role. And he used these skills as a fiction writer and as a showman to become basically an American myth maker around hot dogs.
Yeah.
And it's thanks to him that the mustard belt exists. But nobody knows from where or whence it came. What's the origin of the mustard belt? It just, I don't know, they found it in a hot dog bog one day. Now it travels around.
The mustard belt.
Yeah.
This is just, there's so much here.
There is. So the Shea brothers, right?
Yeah.
They're brought on as publicists in the mid-90s, and they found the International Federation of Competitive Eating, or the IFOCE. And this comes into formation in 1997. It's a sanctioning body to oversee, regulate, and organize events and TV deals. So they're turning this like into a real sport.
No one wants to watch televised competitive eating.
Oh, but they do.
What?
Especially if they're watching Spike TV. That's Spike's Junkyard. Gotta get those Spike's Junkyard. They actually aired a lot of competitive eating competitions on Spike's TV.
Jesus Christ.
Love that little tie-in there.
I definitely shouldn't have eaten a microdose of mushrooms and smoked weed before this. That's what I definitely shouldn't have done. But I did. Can't take that back now. That's their problem now.
So the IFOCE, again, the International Federation of Competitive Eating, this is worldwide, baby. This is not just America.
That is a bold move there.
Yeah. The professional league becomes known as Major League Eating. And again, they're the world body of all professional eating contests.
Yeah.
Some upcoming events include the National Sweet Corn Eating Championship in West Palm Beach, Florida. There's also the 2024 Ultimate Bologna Showdown in Knoxville, Tennessee. I could throw back some corn. Not bologna, though. I couldn't do that.
It's all the food that is the product of the America's original sin.
Yeah, corn and bologna.
Yeah,
like,
dude.
We're really...
It's fucking Chuck E. Cheese all over again, dude. It's that same machine inserting itself into our fucking minds, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
So, thanks to the Shea brothers now establishing this as an actual sports league, this meant that the annual Nathan's Famous 4th of July International Hot Dog Eating Contest could begin airing yearly on ESPN.
God damn it.
Yeah. It was actually the first professional sport that returned when the pandemic happened. It was the first one that came back. And,
what?
Yeah. Before everything else.
It's just going to keep going on like this, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
The current contract lasts until 2029. So that means I have at least 5 years to train before the whole operation goes under and is no longer on ESPN.
I've got to be honest, at the start, I thought this was just a crazy harebrained scheme of yours, a pipe dream. Now I see you might actually, there might be a future here.
There might be. Around the time of the league's establishment, which, late 1990s, early 2000s, the Nathan's competition was being dominated by Japanese contestants, really putting the Americans to shame every single year, particularly Takeru Kobayashi.
It is a very Japanese thing, too.
Oh, they can eat.
I take back everything I said about this. I forgot the Japanese role in all this.
Oh, they sure do. And George Shea, well, the Shea brothers in general, Nathan's gives them the short end of the stick. Like, they just really... There's a lot of insult towards Asian people that happens in this, too. Just, because it airs on ESPN.
Yeah.
And because, Americans also don't know how the fuck to tell Asian people apart, there ends up being some very awkward moments during these competitions sometimes, and just, at publicity events in general. Yeah, it's rough. Which
how so? Just
not being able to tell people apart, calling people by the wrong names.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
It's interesting though. There's something about the Japanese psyche and the American psyche that like they see the same thing. They know they're two halves of the same thing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? There's something so ridiculous in both of them that is also like grounded in, you know, some very real history and real fucking problems in both places and shit. But it's this, we're cartoon people.
Yeah.
We're both cultures are cartoon cultures.
I mean, the fact that there's a non-zero amount of people that come over from Japan because they're professional food fighters.
Yeah.
And they want to come over to America and compete in the Nathan's hot dog competition against Americans and, you know, like fight for their, it's become like I
want to clarify, when I say cartoon people, I also need to say cartoons are animation is my favorite fucking type of like filmed media.
Yeah, this whole thing is so cartoonish.
Yeah, animation is the best. Some of my favorite shit is anime. Like when I say cartoon people, I mean that in a positive way. I
didn't take it in any sort of way.
Yeah, but someone would.
Someone will.
I called the Japanese cartoon people. That's a terrible thing to say.
Uh-oh.
But I mean it in like we're cultures that love this type of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're also I feel like the two cultures that kind of produce the most cartoons.
No, yeah.
So
100%.
Yeah.
We're the cultures that
most
do cartoons.
Cartoonish.
We dream shit and like make it a fucking reality.
Yeah.
We got big imaginations.
So in 2001, Kobayashi makes his shocking debut in America. This is his first year coming over for the Nathan's contest.
Yeah.
And he doubles the previous record, which was 25 and a half dogs.
Yeah.
He put down 50 dogs that
Dude ate 50 hot dogs?
Yeah. He doubled the previous record. So many dogs that the judges ran out of number cards and had to start like scribbling his number onto pieces of paper and holding them up because
how in the living fuck did this man eat 50 hot dogs?
It forever changed the game. You know how things like increase exponentially and then like it increases and increases? Over the last 23 years, the record of hot dogs has increased from 25 to 50 to 76. So it's gone up in 25 dog increments in just the last 13 years. Like, that's so crazy to me.
So what you're saying is we're approaching the hot dog singularity.
Yes. No, like actually, we went from 25 dogs to 76 in 13 years.
Dude,
that's
even
fucking crazy.
Even 25 dogs is obscene.
Yeah.
Dude, fucking 5 dogs is obscene. What the fuck are you doing? How? I don't understand the space. I don't know the geometry.
He used something called the Solomon method.
Fuck you. What? How do they have a Solomon method?
I don't know why it's called that.
You can't have that's a great name for a maneuver.
He breaks the dog in half.
Yeah.
So he's got the two halves side by side.
Yeah.
Dunks it in the water.
Oh.
Pops it in.
What the fuck? They're dunking these dogs?
Oh, they're dunking the dogs.
That's the most disgusting thing I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah. Well, not everybody dunks the dogs, but if you're smart, you're dunking.
Don't bring up the dunking the dogs ever again, because I literally just got queasy.
I'm so
Fuck
sorry.
that. That's so... Oh my God.
Can you read this quote about what an announcer said about Kobayashi?
Okay. Where is...
right there.
Okay. He is an alchemist who has transformed athletics into mathematics, mathematics into poetry, and poetry into history. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on. He's breaking the laws of physics, shoving fucking 50 dogs.
No, he literally is. So I roll my eyes at the idea of, Major League Eating as an athlete, as a sport, but he actually is.
I don't... Like, maybe...
He trained for this.
He did. He
figured out a method. And you know, his method was, it's not about how many dogs you can take down at once.
Yeah.
The quickest, it's about what's the fastest way to do one dog. And then you optimize that, you know? What's the fastest way to eat one hot dog? And then you figure out what's the fastest way to eat 2, 3. And you know, you gotta work for it. You gotta stretch your esophagus. You gotta start. Yeah, it's a whole thing.
It's a whole thing. Oh, yeah.
A year after Kobayashi's debut win in 2002, this is when the Fox network decides to cash in on this whole competitive eating craze that seems to be gaining popularity. And they air an event called the Glutton Bowl, which was, of course, produced by the IFOCE.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at the hot dog portion of the Glutton Bowl.
The glutton, Jesus Christ. What the fuck? What are you doing?
Pause
It's
it
the American classic.
and describe what you just saw.
Oh, I gotta check and see if that was actually what I thought. Oh my god.
A bucket above the...
I am...
Over 1,000 pounds of them. It's the American classic. And
This crane, there's these human beings, real human beings, are standing in a line on stage under red, white, and blue lights. And then a crane picks up this fucking 50-gallon drum, an oil drum, above these human beings. Slowly tips it. The oil drum is filled with hot dogs in buns, and they rain upon the stage.
Yes. By the way, they do that for every single segment in the Glutton Bowl where a crane like drops a bucket of whatever the food is, but then they don't eat that. That's just there for show.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, they're not eating those hot dogs.
They're going to make these poor fucking bastards eat floor hot dogs.
Yeah, no. When they do that with the mayonnaise, it's very disturbing. Like, all of the contestants have to sort of step back in order to not get caught in the splash zone.
What the
Yeah.
fuck? Oh.
Anyway, please continue playing.
All right.
perhaps the food most associated with competitive eating. George, tell us what we can expect in this round.
This is the granddaddy of all eating contests. The buns are an issue, as are the dogs themselves. They're dense and flavorful, and they can be overpowering in quantity. But the story here tonight is Takiro Kobayashi, world champion of Japan, with 50 hot dogs and buns. Many believe he is history's greatest eater.
All right, let's see if our contestants can better any of those marks. Eaters, on your marks. George, fascinating to see Kobayashi, who you favored in this event. His technique and
This is
ball-
insanity.
So, of course, Kobayashi wins.
Yeah. That dude's also, like, in shape.
Oh, yeah. He's
That
like,
dude is... The rest of them,
he's
not.
cut.
Yeah. That's insanity. What's really funny, though, is... You can hear when the announcers are doing their thing, they're playing like the sports announcer role, the reverb that you can hear on their voice, it tells you that that hall is empty.
Yeah.
That is fucking empty as shit. And then they added in more crowd noise over the 12 people
Right.
that were there. Yeah.
Oh, it's brilliant.
Yep.
So,
It's insane.
I guess they got good numbers on that in terms of viewership, because a year later, Fox runs another special called Man vs. Beast, where Kobayashi tragically,
shit.
he loses in an eating competition against a 1,089-pound Kodiak bear. Yeah. He ate 31 bunless hot dogs in 2 minutes and 36 seconds, but the bear had eaten 50. However, Kobayashi claimed that, when during the rehearsal, he beat the bear no problem.
Yeah.
So
Bear was saving his fucking strength for the big time.
he got bested
Dude,
by that bear.
it's a good day to be a bear.
That's
Terrible for the bear, but a good day to be a bear.
It's honestly really not dissimilar to what was happening in circuses and freak show. Like, this is
not at all.
just a modern iteration of something that's been happening for a long time, but also
You got the world-
extrapolated to a crazy degree and then magnified.
Yeah. She's got this guy eating hot dogs.
You got a bear
Next to
eating
a
hot
bear.
dogs on Fox TV. A bear eating hot dogs against a Japanese man airing on American television.
It took so long to sink in fully.
Yeah, it's absurd. And the bear won.
Of course he did. I expected the bear not to win. What the fuck? I'd be really worried if it didn't.
So at this point in time, Kobayashi is the most famous eater in the world, perhaps in history, because he's an international eater. Like, people know his name in several different countries.
I've heard of it. I've definitely heard of this guy.
Yeah. What other eaters do you know besides for him?
Oh, probably because like the Guinness Book of World Records that we always bought as kids.
Right.
His ass was definitely in every single one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, if you know of any famous competitive eaters, it's probably Kobayashi. I doubt many people can name that many others.
Yeah.
So 2006 is an amazing yet controversial year for Kobayashi. This is the 2006 Crystal Square-Off. It's basically the South's answer to White Castle.
It's who can smoke the most meth.
Yeah, the Crystal Square-Off. Kobayashi's final score of 97 hamburgers was 30 better than his previous, the year before.
You say 97 hamburgers?
They're sliders, though.
Fucking hell.
They're sliders.
Yeah, okay.
But the number was called into question. 97 hamburgers, whoa. But, again, this is the controversy. Many of the 97 burgers seemed to dissolve when dunked in the water. And Kobayashi, unlike his fellow competitors, was a very sloppy eater, which led to significant burger chunks falling from his mouth instead of, eating the complete burger. So this was called into question. How many chunks is he losing? Does that count as him eating if he's losing chunks? And if they're falling into the water too? Which this is fucking gross, by the way.
This is disgusting.
This would lead to the no dunking rule in future Crystal Square-Offs.
It's good. What the fuck are you doing?
It's fucking gross.
It brings the score down. Yeah, sure. You can obviously but like, if you just made it so that no one dunks their hot dogs or hamburgers as like, hey, this is the way we do fucking competitive eating, we wouldn't have to hear about this.
So Kobayashi continues absolutely dominating the Nathan's hot dog contest until 2007. So he has a good 6-year run. This is when Joey Chestnut, that fucking bastard, stepped onto the scene. Mr. Walnut Chestnut, whatever the fuck his name is. Joey knew that he could beat Kobayashi because, as Joey's brother encouraged him, he got beaten by the bear, so he's beatable. Let's watch the battle between Chestnut and Kobayashi, please.
Think you're a fucking bear? I'll be the judge of that. Everyone's disrespecting the fucking bear. I don't like this.
I don't like it either.
Chestnut scores up to 62. Kobayashi at 61. 20 seconds to go. Oh, come on, Joey now. The fans want you. Kobayashi brought it today. Unbelievable valor from this man. And now here's the countdown to the championship. It's neck and neck.
You can't even look.
I can't.
You're closing your eyes.
Yeah, no. Like, I literally just I just gagged a little bit. No, it's awful.
Well, we got a photo finish.
Under the gray fucking Midwestern sky.
This is history.
This is stupid.
Respect American history.
That is up to the judges. We have 2 judges, and that, Paul, is the spray zone. Unbelievable valor from that man right there, Joey Chestnut.
Okay.
What are you doing? What is this?
Yeah.
Oh.
Kobayashi's defeat. This is like the 2000 presidential recount.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like the results were delayed because they had to review whether or not the defending champion Kobayashi had done what's known as a Roman method incident or a reversal of fortune, aka did he pukey into his hands? And how much did he pukey into his hands?
There's I play a fighting game called Guilty Gear, and fucking there's a thing you can do. It's like the signature mechanic of that series. It's called a Roman cancel. And yeah, because it sounds like Roman candle. It's literally the only reason. It just reminds me of it.
Yeah.
This reminds me of some anime fucking fighting game, except there's more dignity at the fighting game competitions.
There is a Major League eating video game. They made a video game. Because of course they did.
Why?
Why not?
Who would do... What fucking...
Because they're
Anybody that would play that video game should be reading a book instead.
Oh God, yes. It's a disgrace that it
Specifically.
even exists, really.
Yeah.
But I'm glad it does, because it's what a strange thing.
Did you try it?
No. So Kobayashi is defeated. Tragically, earlier that year, he had been diagnosed with jaw arthritis. He could only open his jaw the width of a fingertip. And this is a very common problem for food fighters, according to this guy, Max Suzuki. And he's also from Japan. He's currently training for Nathan's. So we could see him on our screens this July. And he could beat Chestnut's ass.
I hope he does.
I hope he does too. So if you watch the whole battle between Chestnut and Kobayashi, something that you'll notice as the hot dog totals rise, the rivalry between America and Japan gets more and more pronounced.
Yeah.
Like the things that people in the crowd are shouting is like, oh God, guys, like it's a fucking hot dog competition. Like, simmer down.
Really?
Yeah.
Come on. I wouldn't. Yeah.
So there was an episode of ESPN's 30 for 30, which is like sports documentaries. And episode 23, because of course it's episode 23, was titled The Good, the Bad, and the Hungry. And it's all about the rivalry between Joey Chestnut and Kobayashi. I didn't watch it because I was not paying money for that shit. But I did read Tynan Yanaga on Film Inquiry, his article about watching it.
Okay.
And here's what he wrote.
Whether it was George Shea's strategy to kick up more drama, deeply ingrained discrimination in the American populace, Chestnut's own take-no-prisoners quest for glory, or some mixture of all of these issues, Kobayashi was villainized. His superstardom and acceptance were traded. His superstardom and acceptance were traded for a host of boos as he became the narrative's default antagonist. There's actually a palpable hatred toward Kobayashi as the Great White Hope Chestnut starts his ascendance. The worst part, it doesn't feel like a gag. It's real.
Yeah. So, yeah. Yanaga goes on to talk about more parts of this documentary, particularly the emotions that are expressed by the people within it.
The humor gives way to something far more disconcerting. These are people's actual lives. These are real tears being shed. Chestnut cries during his first defeat sustained against the reigning king. He admitted he wept and was utterly heartbroken. For Kobayashi, the tears come in an on-camera interview where he recounts how his mother died from cancer right before one of his competitions in 2007. He ate in her memory because his continual relentlessness in his profession always gave her the courage to keep fighting too. Certainly there are real elements to all of this, but it does feel a bit like we are being licensed to take advantage of this situation for the sake of drama. Is it too much to also read into the competition our country's own inherent issues, whether raging from xenophobia to gluttony? Our media, our politics, our modes of recreation have all become commoditized, divisive pieces of mass entertainment. We take some things way too seriously and others not serious enough. The landscape becomes a toxic cesspool constantly being added to and aggravated. This particular arena just happens to involve exorbitant amounts of Frankenfurters.
Yes.
I would like to pose the question.
Please do.
Have there ever been any Americans who went over to Japan, and do we know what the Japanese audiences said about them?
I wonder.
I don't think it'd be the nicest.
The Americans wouldn't be able to understand them anyway.
Same. I mean, I think it's a mirror image, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah.
I really do. Except they just kick the shit out of us because they're actually like thought about it and optimized and fucking...
Right. It's just still... It's interesting the way the competition is framed, the way that this sports documentary handles it and like edits it all together to make what's supposed to be like a heartfelt, humanizing narrative about something that was really just made as a joke to fucking sell hot dogs and create ratings.
But that's sort of the thing.
That is sort of the thing.
I've always thought about that in whenever I see like people that are like make this one niche skill like their core fucking thing that they devote their entire lives to, like they get hooked by whatever gears they were taking advantage of in the first place.
Yeah.
You know? Gotta stay nimble, son.
Indeed. So it's 2000.
So don't get arthritis in your fucking jaw. Like you just shouldn't be doing that. Honestly, actually, I take back everything I fucking said. If you pinned your fucking livelihood to eating 50 hot dogs at a time, fuck you.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
That's very dangerous.
Not to shit on your dream.
No, it's okay.
But I don't want you to get arthritis in
It's a
your
crazy
jaw.
dream.
It is.
I know you don't believe in me. That's okay.
Just looking out for your kid.
I'm gonna get him. 2029. What's my competitive eating nickname?
What? Queen of Eggland?
Yeah, the anaconda.
The anaconda of Eggland.
Yeah, the Eggland anaconda.
There you go.
There we have it.
Yep.
Okay. So it's 2007. The mustard belt is finally back in America.
Yep.
It is in the possession
Where
of
it belongs.
Yeah, of Joey Chestnut.
Joey Chestnut. He did earn it.
And now is when Travel Channel decides to like get in on this whole competitive eating game and puts out their show Man vs. Food. Have you ever seen that?
Yes. They filmed an episode in Providence once.
It's so gross.
It's super gross.
The whole show, it's just about a man going to places, eating a lot, getting sweaty, burping, and then the whole restaurant kind of watching him and cheering him on until he can't eat anymore. That's it. Every single time.
It's despicable.
Been on air since 2008. Same thing every time.
It's I'm gonna go ahead and say degenerate.
Yeah. I feel like this was the tipping point where we just, I don't know, the whole media culture decided, let's lean into the whole overeating thing just unabashedly. Let's just go there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I also remember around that time, Food Network was really popping off with these shows, you know, all about, it felt like food-centric media was becoming more and more of a thing. I'm not sure when the first Food Network star came out, but that's where Guy Fieri got his start, was on this show that was supposed to, like, it was a reality show looking for Food Network's next big star, and he won the first season of that. So Guy Fieri got his start as a reality show contestant.
Yeah, I mean, this is right at the dawn of social media as we know it now, right? And like, you started seeing what the social media, the media that people started seeing more and more often was from people they know just about life stuff.
Yeah.
Right? And it started this like...
Everybody eats, and you see like all these nice pictures of food and shit. The food blogs are a thing since the beginning of blogs and stuff. And it's like, it's this very quickly kind of... Yeah, it's what people were interested in. So it's what networks like grabbed onto and shit, and the intersection between like the competitive eating contests of old, like, and that probably seemed like that's where Man versus Food comes from, right?
You know, everybody goes to restaurants. I'd love to see that fucking pig over there. Oh, look at that guy. I wouldn't like. There was actually one time I was in a Chinese buffet in Bozeman, Montana, Panda Express, and you see some weird people in there.
Oh yeah, I've been to a buffet on Christmas. That's some crazy.
Yeah. But the craziest thing...
Don't be sad for me, by the way. Anybody listening.
You're Jewish.
Yeah, exactly. just wanted to get that out there.
Yeah. But the craziest goddamn thing I ever heard was in a Chinese buffet in Bozeman, Montana.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, it was this... And like, there's this young lad there with his like clearly new girlfriend and an older gentleman who was like he was an extremely large man.
Uh-huh.
The craziest thing about it, the craziest thing has nothing to do with this, but it was just setting the scene, right? This motherfucker has like 4 plates of Chinese food in front of him. His son doesn't know why he's there. It's a whole weird thing. But I hear this dude, he's going crazy for Chinese food. And he just says, "You guys ever seen Dracula? I mean, Bad Boys?"
Oh, brilliant.
You know,
same movie. I get them mixed up all the time.
Just the way it was incredible.
Yeah, that's. I wasn't even asking.
I don't remember any of the rest of the conversation. I think the song was just like, no. You guys ever seen Dracula? I mean, Bad Boys? It was that cadence.
Fucking brilliant. Let me take a pee real quick.
Yeah.
Ever since 2009, Kobayashi has not come back to compete in the Nathan's contest.
Oh, shit.
And this is because he refused to sign an exclusive contract with Major League Eating. They wanted to own him.
Yeah.
He told the New York Daily News, "They want complete control over me. I just want to compete and do what I love. They're trying to take away my freedom. And they say where you can go, where you can compete, what you can do. And he's like, no, I'm not going to be owned by George Shea and his stupid little hat.
No, fuck yeah. No, that's the righteous move. Still, he just wants to compete and does what he loves. He loves fucking Dunkin' hot dogs.
Well, a year later, he's at the Nathan's competition. He's not competing, but he's there. And all of a sudden, all the fans start cheering out his name, and he decides to take this as an opportunity to be like, well, if the fans are calling out my name, and I don't know, why don't I just stand up on stage and take a moment of glory and at everybody. And there are conflicting reports as to exactly what happens, but he was arrested. Yeah, the police arrested him for jumping on the stage after the contest was over, and they painted it like he was trying to disrupt the proceedings. He says he was trying to congratulate Chestnut and appease the fans who were, calling out his name. But who knows?
I don't know. It kind of sounds like he got a bunch of racist shit yelled at him and said, fuck you, hot dogs. Fuck you, America.
Yeah.
Maybe. Who knows? I
don't know. There's also always been this thing where, he can't speak any English. He's always had to have a translator. So I'm sure everything's...
Yeah.
There's a degree of separation. So I'm sure he was confused about what was going on, too, at the competition. Who knows?
Who knows?
I don't know what happened there.
This whole thing's ridiculous.
All of the charges were dismissed.
Yeah, of course they were.
Yeah.
This is all kayfabe.
But Nathan's did remove him from their Wall of Fame.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Even though he won 6 consecutive years.
Oh, damn. So that's like actual beef.
Mm-hmm.
That Nathan's hot dogs are racing history again. Why do they keep doing this?
Who do they think they are?
Honestly.
Yeah.
It's like the third time.
So obviously, Kobayashi, again, he's not competing anymore. But in 2011, after they remove him from their Wall of Fame, he conducts his own hot dog eating exhibition, live while the Nathan's contest is going on. So he's competing against them from a distance. And he does win from a distance. He consumes 7 more dogs than Joey Chestnut. But of course, he doesn't get recognized for it because he's not there. He's doing it remotely.
No, but Chestnut knows.
Yeah. So, what do I have here? What is this link?
Something gross, I'm sure.
Oh, God. We'll click that link. Click it now. Why not?
Okay.
You're going to hate this. You're going to fucking hate this.
I'm sure.
Taking wieners to the face like Joey Chestnut. She said she would do it if I gave her $10.
What?
My alarm goes off and then I get up. Fucked up on Roblox playing Egg Hunt. She's taking wieners to the face like Joey Chestnut. She said she would do it if I gave her $10.
Okay.
My alarm.
Whoa.
Taking wieners to the face like Joey Chestnut.
Whoa. This account's called Sex Havers.
Yeah. Yep.
The song's called Joey Chestnut. The album's called Fable Music Berry Boys Storytime.
I went through a bit of their discography.
What the hell is happening here?
Really interesting stuff.
I'm sure.
Oh, just brilliant. Some part of me really quite enjoyed it.
That's the thing. I feel like this is definitely a bit because it didn't actually hurt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I got from when I went through their other music. I was like, oh, okay, this is just some. Okay. They're working on a different level than most people.
It's really hard for it's really hard for actual artists to make shit that actually hurts the same way that like the genuine cringe does.
Right.
Yeah. It's a good barometer.
That was made to be cringy on purpose.
Yeah, but the artistic sensibilities still kind of bleed through a little bit. Just in terms of how you put things together, it doesn't hurt. Yeah.
Good, I'm glad. So,
yeah.
When asked if he'd ever compete against Chestnut again in 2019, Kobayashi said,
"We don't get along. I don't like him. He doesn't like me. That's just the way it turned out to be. We're totally different people. I have called him out to competitions a few times after I left Nathan's, but he won't come. So that's his thing. He doesn't want to do it anywhere else."
Yeah, or they won't let him. Because, Chestnut's owned by Major League Eating. Kobayashi's a free man.
Yeah.
Kobayashi goes on, saying about Chestnut,
"If he came out and he wanted to compete, or the people really said we want to see you compete, and it was not on an MLE stage with those people, I would do it, of course. If you ask me, do I want to compete with him? Not necessarily. I don't even want to be in the same room with him. The face he gives you in the movie, he says something different every time. So it's difficult for me to trust that those are his words, or if they're George Shea's scripted words, and where his feelings are coming from. It's stressful for me to compete against, much less be around, a person who has that kind of personality. So I just choose not to be around him. Damn.
Yeah. Yeah, he doesn't know what's real or not with these Major League Eating people. He's like, what's an act? What's for publicity? Like, what? I don't know if you people are being authentic.
It sounds like Kobayashi just genuinely enjoys eating hot dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He does it because he's a true athlete. He also had a few choice words about George Shea.
As you'll see in the documentary, George Shea...
By the way, he's talking about the good, the bad, and the hungry.
Okay. As you'll see in the documentary, George Shea even admits that he scripts things and writes the narrative. For me, I don't trust that kind of person at all. How am I supposed to be serious about something when I know that that person is manipulating things all the time? I always have to wonder what the truth is, or that they're going to manipulate the truth when I'm taking something so seriously. I can't be around a human that I can't trust. I still compete. I just compete in a very, very serious league where things have evolved to make it more of a sport instead of being part of a scripted joke.
Yeah.
Well, yo, you know what this has reminded me of?
What's that?
I mean, the difference between wrestling in the United States and Japan.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you know that, like, WWE or whatever, that they were like, can we get some sumo guys? Wouldn't that make for great fucking television if we could get a sumo guy in fucking...
Yeah.
Never happened, as far as I know, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know why? Because they fucking respect the shit out of that sport.
Yeah.
Like, they take it very goddamn, it's not a fucking joke, you know?
Right.
It's an interesting, I can see that, interesting parallel.
Yeah. So yeah, Kobayashi just doesn't want fuck all to do with Major League Eating. He's moved on from it all. And about Joey Chestnut. So I kind of learned about this all a little bit backwards. I started out learning about all of this by just landing on the Major League Eating website.
Okay.
And I was looking at their news page. So they have a news page on there, which is mostly updates about competitive eaters that have died. And then
whoa.
Yeah, stats from competitions. That's pretty much what the news is.
Do they how old?
Yeah. It's not great.
Ooh.
Typically.
Oh god.
It goes, so it's one or the other. Either they're really fit and like compensate with the diet by like being a bodybuilder and like keep it in really good shape, or
it's the other way. Or
they're just innately a good big eater and realize that they could make some money off of it.
Yeah. Christ.
Yeah. So I learned on this news page that Joey Chestnut was indeed the winner of the 2023 Men's Hot Dog Championship by a wide margin.
Yeah.
Outstanding 62 dogs. Can you imagine 62 hot dogs?
No, I cannot.
Just like imagine what that looks like in your mind. How many dogs that is just like laid out on a table. Now imagine that in your stomach.
Yeah, fucking how?
Yeah. And second place, 849. It's a whole 13 dog difference.
God damn.
So, by the way, the women get their own belt.
Yeah.
They have the pink belt. The
pink belt?
Yeah. It's a thing.
The men have the mustard belt. They get the pink belt?
Yeah.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Now, if you think 62 dogs is impressive, that's not even Joey's best score, because in 2021, that's when he ate 76. So actually, it was only 20 years.
Jesus Christ. 76 fucking hot dogs.
Yeah, whoa.
Are you doing hot dog math over there?
Yeah, I'm trying. I failed at it earlier. I fucked up.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to everybody that noticed my bad math earlier. But actually, I'm not sorry.
76 dogs in 10 minutes?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
He did that. He also holds the record for most hard-boiled 141 eggs in 8 minutes.
What the?
Yeah. He holds 55 world records. Yeah. Yeah, we'll get back to Joey a little bit later. But the second greatest eater, or at least...
So this was just sour grapes from Kobayashi's fucking perspective.
Mm-hmm. So Chestnut's number 1. Who's number 2? Who's in the IFOCE number 2 eater worldwide spot? Jeffrey Esper. He's from Oxford, Massachusetts. 48, a quiet man. He says very little, but eats a whole lot. His first word as a baby was work.
What?
He's also a multidisciplinary eater, holding records for a wide variety of foods, including nearly 10 pounds of Spam in 8 minutes.
What?
He ate 38 sloppers at the Colorado State Fair. I don't know what a slopper is.
No.
And then he ate 39 Indian tacos, which I'm also not sure what they are, but they sound fucking delicious, and I would take an Indian taco over a slopper any day. That's just me, though.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think I've had an Indian taco. I forget what it is, though.
No sloppers, though?
Fuck no. Dude, I don't fuck with any food that sounds gross. I don't fuck with gross food.
Okay, let's look up what a slopper is real quick, just because. Whoa, did you know that? Holy shit, this is weird. The Colorado State Fair is on Beulah Avenue. I just referenced Beulah in a poem that I made the other day.
Damn. Dude, you're getting got left and right.
Left and right all the time.
Left and right, it's crazy.
All the fucking time. Yeah, so what is a slopper, though? Tell me.
You know what a slopper is.
I don't, and...
Probably a sloppy Joe, dude.
It's not.
It's not?
It's something else. God, tell me what it is. His shirt was soaked with green chili saliva and blue Powerade and the ghost of 33 Pueblo sloppers downed in 8 minutes. But tell me what they are. Oh, it's just cheeseburgers smothered in pork green chili?
I mean...
Oh, God. Oh, it looks disgusting. Oh, no. Oh, it's not what I imagined at all. That's not... I was imagining like burgers with like, I don't know, green chili on them, on top of them. This is
what the fuck am I looking at?
I don't like the whole slopper situation.
No, dude, it's just like
how many sloppers is that even? I can't tell. It's just like a whole
it's 9
mess.
It's 9 sloppers.
That's 9?
Yeah, it's gotta be. Yeah, they just take a fucking burger patty. They put this like, what color is that even? What would you even just off pink? A fucking chartreuse? Is that a fucking chartreuse? Goddamn
nuclear orange.
Nuclear orange excuse for a fucking chili and then a slab of American cheese.
That's a Pueblo delicacy.
It's a fucking travesty.
I don't like the slopper.
I don't like the slopper.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'll take the Indian taco.
God. Okay. Moving on. The look of disgust on my face is... we got lost in the slop. Back to Jeffrey Esper, who ate 38 of those motherfuckers.
What the hell?
In my search to discover if he has a Boston accent the way I imagine he does, his first word was work.
He's from Oxford, dude.
Yeah, I know, but still. I imagine that he's like...
I'm gonna cut this. He's 15 minutes away.
Yeah.
He's right over there.
I'd like to imagine that as a baby, he sounded like a full-grown man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, dude.
Work.
Dude, but that's exactly
work hard, play hard.
Honestly, if you want to be fucking real about it, if your baby's first word is work, there's something deeply wrong. Deeply wrong there. Well, and it results in this.
Well, let's look at his YouTube channel,
fucking
please.
Sloppers.
Please, let's look at his YouTube channel.
Oh, the lasagna challenge.
All right. So, as you can see, I burnt it. But I haven't burnt anything like in a while, so I'm not really that upset. Although, I don't know. I like burnt food, but burnt lasagna is probably not my favorite. Because I don't like crunchy lasagna. This is...
What the fuck?
That's crunchy lasagna. We'll see if I'm going to eat that.
A crunchy lasagna?
It's Stouffer's. I wanted to do Italian. I was thinking pizza, but I wanted to be able to do this before the pizza place opened, so I couldn't do pizza.
Why are you doing this to yourself?
I was thinking about maybe meatballs, but I went to the store, and I was hungry when I went to the store, which is not a good idea, and I saw the lasagna, and I'm doing lasagna. So this is 300 calories per serving, 12 servings per tray.
Yeah, so you just...
This is madness.
It's madness.
This is fucking madness.
What possesses a man to go to the grocery store in the morning before the pizza place opens? That's why he doesn't have a pizza, because the pizza place isn't open. So you can assume that this is in the morning.
Yeah.
He goes to the store just looking for something that he could eat on his YouTube channel. It's going to be the family-sized Stouffer's lasagna. And he burns the shit out of it. And then eats
crunchy lasagna.
And then speed eats it on camera for us.
There's also, I have to point out, there's one, two, just guesstimating. It looks to be about 20 bottles of sugar-free blue Powerade, I believe, in the frame.
Yeah.
Like, most of them, the vast majority except for 2, are behind him on a counter. That dude has so many bottles of fucking 0-calorie blue Powerade.
He's addicted. He must be the one that they were talking about in that article I pulled up earlier.
Yeah,
They were
probably.
talking about, it's covered in blue Powerade and saliva. That must be him.
There's something fundamentally broken here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have another news clip of him, of the world's number 2 eater.
Yeah.
Who's just eating burnt lasagna in his kitchen at 10 a.m.
What happened to you, bud?
Yep.
The way that is presented is very different than the reality.
Yeah.
Like, very, very different.
Yeah.
The way it's presented sounds like, makes sense. All-American pastime. It's presented very safely, I guess. That is interesting.
It is interesting.
It's fucking weird.
It seems like he doesn't enjoy a lot of the food that he eats on his channel too. Like, he uploaded one 11 days ago called Horrible Spaghetti. And like, when you even in the thumbnail it says not good in like little text.
Yeah.
And 16 pounds of really bad pasta. Like, then why are you fucking eating it? Why are why are you consuming 16 pounds of pasta that you're not even enjoying at all?
Literally,
For who?
what
For
are you getting out of this?
60,000 subscribers.
Jesus.
Like, is the money worth it?
60, that's not a lot, dude. Like, for a YouTube channel, that's not a lot.
No. Oh, God. He also ate 23 pounds of baked beans.
You know what? Baked beans are at least gross.
Good, because I have a video for you coming up in not very long.
Yeah,
We'll see if you still feel the same way.
I will, because there's inherently the element of factory farming in the other foods, and that's
even more disgusting.
I can't not think about that whenever I fucking see that. So if it's just some fucking beans, like, I know commercial agriculture is pretty fucking bad too, but it's different.
Isn't it so interesting that Jeffrey Esper was like, yeah, I got injured, so I couldn't compete in other stuff, so I started competing in what I could do.
Well, I mean, that's what you would say.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's exactly what I expect the news to say about a competitive eater.
Such a good soundbite.
Yeah.
So while I was on the Major League Eating website, I perused over to their record holders page, and I noticed someone named Gravy Brown. Yeah, they have the potato wedge record, 3.74 pounds in 8 minutes. And this is when I realized I could click on the names of these people, some of whom have very silly names, like Cookie Jarvis. We'll be hearing more about him later, too.
Cookie Jarvis is all right.
Yeah. So Gravy Brown, the potato wedge champion.
Hell yeah.
He did not get his nickname the way you'd assume. Please read his bio page for us.
Lover. Garbage can philosopher, legend. Tim Brown began his humble competitive eating career hustling food challenges and state fair competitions up and down the Illinois-Indiana border. He has since used his God-given talents to explore the country, using his winnings to get from one side of the country to the other, spending it only on the essentials, gas, food, and the occasional PBR. Hell yeah. Tim got his first break in 2006 at a Detroit Golden Palace grilled cheese contest, where he also received his nickname. It was at this event that Ryan Nurs of the IFOCE witnessed something strange and coined the term that would stick for eternity. After the second or third minute of competition, Ryan noticed a beige-tinted ooze. What? What the fuck sentence am I about to read?
I'm so sorry.
What the fuck?
I'm so sorry.
Ryan noticed a beige-tinted ooze that flowed uncontrollably from this strange man's nostrils. From that moment, Tim Brown, son of Jim and Linda, was no more, and the man simply known as Gravy was born.
Yep. So the gravy came from the goop that was coming out of his nose.
That can't be real, and that's hilarious.
It's so disgusting.
It's terrible.
It's so fucking disgusting.
I thought it was great up until that last fucking 2 sentence. I was so down with Gravy Brown right up until the end there.
Yeah, more like Booger Brown. Let's talk about Cookie Jarvis.
It's going to be just as bad, isn't it?
No, I like Cookie.
Okay.
He got his name from an 80s Cookie Crisp commercial.
I always wanted Cookie Crisp, but my parents wouldn't buy it for me.
Oh my gosh, can we check out the commercial? Featuring Jarvis the Wizard.
Kids, cookies for breakfast?
But we love cookies.
Well, why didn't you say so? Oh, you can't have cookies for breakfast, but you can have Cookie Crisp. You can have that crunchy cookie taste with lots of chocolatey chips.
Looks like little cookies.
But it's a cereal and part of a complete breakfast, so just remember this. No, you can't have cookies for breakfast.
But you can have Cookie Crisp.
Cookie Crisp cereal. You can have Cookie Crisp.
Yep, so that's how he got his name.
Joe, you know what? We should bring back animated commercials, hand animated commercials.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Hand animation in general.
Yeah.
Tangentially related. I was thinking about Chubby Checker earlier.
Who's Chubby Checker?
You don't know who fucking Chubby Checker?
I probably do.
The Twist.
What?
You know, come on, babe.
Oh,
Let's
yeah.
do The Twist. You know, there was 2 movies based on The Twist.
I think I did know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know where he got his name? After Fats Domino. You know, it's kind of like a...
Yeah.
You know, Fats, Chubby,
Yeah,
Domino,
yeah.
Checker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah, it's fun.
You can see where, like, in the early days of capitalist consumer culture, it was fun.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it was at one point, like, it hadn't spun into the void yet.
No.
You know?
Cookie Jarvis did compete in the Glutton Bowl. He did shamefully in the mayonnaise portion, which was really quite an embarrassment for him because he had experience. He had been eating mayonnaise out of the jar since he was a kid, but, you know, put him on stage, just...
That's so fucking gross.
Yeah. Well, although retired now, Cookie is one of the most prolific record holders in the sport, once winning the sweet corn competition despite having a locked jaw, at one point having to pick the kernels off the corn by hand, and he still won. He decided to break into the business one day while watching a matzo ball eating competition on TV with his wife, and suddenly he was like, oh my
I'm
God.
fucking single. What the fuck? Are you fucking kidding me?
He wasn't Cookie Jarvis at this point.
Oh, okay.
You know.
Never mind.
Or maybe he was. Maybe that's a lifelong nickname. I don't know if he adopted that as a competitive eating moniker or if he's
No. This man's been eating fucking mayonnaise out of the jar since he was a kid.
Yeah.
He's got a wife. The fuck?
She eats mayonnaise out of the jar too.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't go for that. That would be a deal. That would be a fucking deal breaker.
Yeah. So they're watching this matzo ball eating competition on TV, and suddenly he's like, what the fuck have I been doing with my life? I've been eating all this food for free when I could be making money from eating
Monetize
massive...
that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why am I doing this all? Yeah. So Cookie begins to research, training himself, watching tapes of Kobayashi, going to the buffet to practice, and they fucking hated him there because he would easily eat 15 pounds of food, just stacking plate after plate. Every time he goes in there, just getting the stink eye. Now, ironically, despite being driven by this idea of like getting paid to eat, he retired from competitive eating the same year that Nathan started giving out prize money. They weren't even giving out any prize money up to that point. Here's a quote from Cookie.
In the years I was in Nathan's, you picked up nothing. A box of hot dogs. In fact, you didn't even get that. The year I got out, they put prize money in place. And again, that was something that I had told them from day one. You're going to get better numbers the more money you put up. The years that I was in, Kobayashi was paid to show up. It wasn't prize money, he just got paid to show up. Paid for his airfare. They paid him a per diem kind of thing. And after that, it became something where I think people like Joey Chestnut made demands. And they were like, well, we want X amount of dollars in our airfare or whatever. And at that point, it became too political to me, and I decided to get out. I think my best year, I picked up a little over $30,000. As my kid... Man's got kids. The fuck? As my kids got a little older, it was tougher because I was sometimes traveling on weekends. And and then I wouldn't be home. Plus, I gained some weight. They were getting a little concerned about my health. They were like, well, this is really not good. So I would lose like 75 pounds, and I'd get back to a semi-normal weight, and then I'd blow right back up when I competed again.
Yeah, so eventually he quits because he realizes, like, this is just yo-yoing my health weight.
Yeah, this is killing me.
Yeah. And also $30,000 is really not enough to justify this.
Killing yourself.
Yeah, and like being away from home every weekend, having to travel and shit.
Yeah.
Like pay for airfare, pay for hotel rooms. Yeah, fuck it.
It's a really stupid thing to hang your hat on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I like, I'm not bringing it up in this, but I did watch a documentary called Crazy Legs Conti, Zen and the Art of Competitive Eating, where this guy who goes to the Nathan's competition every year, and he's a filmmaker from New York City turned window washer, who also poses nude for art classes too.
Hell yeah.
Decides, I want to stop being a spectator. I want to take part in the contest, and spends the next year, like, training to competitively eat. Finds out he can do oysters real good.
Jesus.
But he has sort of like, a back and forth with Cookie. Cookie's seen throughout the documentary, and you kind of get to know some of the key players a little bit more. It's on Tubi. I like to call it Tubby, but it's on a free streaming platform.
Yeah.
Good little movie.
Word.
Have you ever heard of Eric Badlands Booker, aka Badlands Chugs?
No, I have not.
I'm sure somebody listening has. Surprisingly, like our friend Nate knew who Badlands Chugs was.
Really? Okay. I
don't know either.
I didn't have cable growing up.
Yeah, well, like, he's like a YouTube meme too.
Oh, right. Yeah. I'm so disoriented by all this.
Right. He like chugs stuff on YouTube. All of these guys also make money on YouTube. That's the whole thing. Because, there's a big scene on YouTube of overeating and mukbangs, people eating large amounts of food. People like to watch it. So Badlands, he's this very, very large black man from Long Island. He once ate 3 onions in 1 minute. And he does this purely for enjoyment because he's just a naturally good eater. Like, it's not about the competition for him. It's about just like, he just does this.
If you're eating 3 onions in a minute, you're doing it for the love of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He holds a few records, but most notably, one time he ate 9.5 pounds of peas.
This dude's doing it right, though. Onions and fucking peas, dude?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dude, whatever. Like, that's it. It's low in calories. It's like mostly just fat. Dude, yeah, you're fine. You're fine.
Yeah, he also ate 21 baseball-sized matzo balls.
Yeah, like
50 Hamantaschen.
What's that?
It's a traditional Purim cookie. It's on Sunday. Shame on you.
Cookie, not so great, but it's better than the factory farmed meat.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Purim's like the best holiday.
Yeah?
It's where you just get together, eat little triangle-shaped foods, put on costumes, and get drunk and shout.
Is it all triangle-shaped?
Pretty much.
Fuck yeah, that sounds awesome.
Triangle-shaped foods, yeah.
Yeah. Hell yeah. When's that?
It's on Sunday.
This Sunday?
Yeah, I'm not... Every year, I'm like, I need to throw a Purim party. I never do.
Well, we're recording a bonus episode. We'll get hammered.
Fuck yeah. I'll make some triangles.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
So yeah, A+ for the Jewish representation, Mr. Badlands. The matzo balls, the Hamantaschen, right on time for Purim. Like,
For real, though, I gotta give it to this guy. The vegetables. He knows what he's doing, man.
Yeah.
He knows how to take care of his machine.
Here is him on Long Island News 12. Play it at least until he mentions being the green pea champion.
Fuck yeah, you are, bud.
Local Nathan's in Oceanside, and I saw this picture in the windows, a poster of Uncle Sam with a frank in his hand saying, I want you into the hot dog eating contest. I went to the manager and I'm like, when is this going on? And he says, well, just come back on June 21st, Saturday. I talked to a man named George Shea. So I did that. George put me right in the middle, center of the table, and without no training, no nothing, just a big appetite and a little bit of will, I ate 17 hot dogs and buns in 12 minutes to qualify for the big show. It was no real prize money back then. It was basically all I got was a nice sized trophy, a spot at Coney Island, and 480 links of Nathan's hot dogs. I said, wow, if I can do this every year and get free Nathan's hot dogs, it'd be a good deal. As you can see, a lot has happened in 20 years. I have a few eating records. The ones that are still stand, I'm the corned beef hash eating champion. I ate 4 pounds of corned beef hash in 1 minute 58 seconds. I'm the Ben's matzo ball eating champ, 21 baseball-sized matzo balls in 5.5 minutes. I'm also the green pea eating champion, 9 pounds of green peas in 8 minutes. Former American hot dog eating champ, 25 hot dogs and buns in 10 minutes. Former buffalo wing eating champ, 191 buffalo wings in 12 minutes. This is the matzo ball eating contest.
Oh, yeah.
You know, where I won that.
Talented man.
I take back every good thing I said about him.
Yeah, your face during that was not good.
Yeah.
He was on an episode of Wife Swap because of fucking course he was.
For sake.
I don't have any clips of it, and you're
God.
welcome, listeners. But what I do have is him rapping with George Shea. This is a little rough. Do you want this before or after the beans?
After.
Okay, let's watch him chugging the beans from a glass boot first.
Okay.
Which are, horrible radio. Our listeners can't even see the beans in the boot, but Sequoia has to see them.
We were doing this is psychological testing on me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta eat, you know? I gotta eat. Shit.
I don't think that's the right video.
Oh.
It's not. What an error occurred. Why did an error occur? That's not the right video.
What happens if I just...
Badland chugs bean boot.
That's what I was gonna say. Can I just look that up?
Yeah.
Dude, this motherfucker has 340 subscribers.
No, that's sad. That can't be true.
The account's called Bad Chugs. Maybe it's like an all account. I sent a second.
No, he has 3.56 million.
Okay. This is just
quite the opposite.
Secondary.
Oh, he chugs a little bit of everything. Oh, he was slurping an hour ago. He uploaded something.
Jesus fucking Christ. Is he still married? Oh, it's... Here we go.
You want to sip? Okay, hip hop?
No. I'm good.
This is terrible.
All right. Enough talk. Folks, this is the hot bean challenge with the bomb hot sauce, all right? 3, 2, 1.
Chug the beans already.
See, I somehow made myself, when you initially said baked beans, I heard black beans. This is awful.
Yeah. The way they're suspended in the liquid makes it, like, really
it's
gross.
Pork juice. It's fucking, it's terrible. It's
Yeah, that's enough of that.
This whole episode, I've been fucking moving my microphone around. I'm constantly just, like, leaning back in my chair and having to grab my fucking boom stand.
Okay, well now let's listen to him rap. George Shea's parts are really cringy. Warn ya.
I'm sure.
But we're going for it.
Would you care to join my following? Ladies and gentlemen, the green pea and matzo ball and donut eating champion of the world. At night we jump on earth with a thump, 'cause our feet are tied to the 808 bump. Sound we like is Booker on the mic, so give him the stick and we'll party all night.
I'm the baddest man from the Badlands.
See, this hurts. This is that shit that hurts, dude. You can't fake this.
Outstretched left hand, wave it to the fans.
Impresario of the barrio. Escuchas necesario. No extraordinario. Leave 'em ladies.
Yeah.
Are we sure that is not? Is that Lucifer? Is that fucking? Is that the devil? One of his many forms.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, though.
Yeah. Yeah, that was painful.
Yeah.
So I've talked a lot about the mustard belt, but what about this pink belt?
What about this?
No, don't worry. I wouldn't leave our female eaters out of this. I'm not going to be sexist over here or nothing. You know, really worried about our equal gender representation in our professional hot dog. Nathan's officially added a women's league in 2011 to what they call even the playing field. Because George Shea says, we've had a lot of comments over the years that women's accomplishments weren't being recognized.
Accomplishments.
Yeah, because women who could eat 40 dogs would get lost in the statistics of the men's results who could eat upwards of, 50, 60 dogs.
76.
Yeah, so having a women's only division would end up giving, women more chance in the spotlight, but the female eaters don't necessarily see it that way. They'd kind of like a chance to perform on an even playing field and, show them what they got.
Yeah.
So I would be absolutely remiss if I didn't bring up Sonia Thomas.
Okay.
The Black Widow. The leader of the Four Horsemen of the Esophagus. Yeah, she joined the IFOCE in 2003, quickly rose to the top of the ranks, even beating Badlands Booker in competitions.
Okay.
Bean chugger. And she's tiny, too.
Okay.
On July 4th, 2011, when they, had their women's division, Sonia Thomas became the first women's champion of the Nathan's Hot Dog Eating Contest for women, 40 dogs in 10 minutes, earning the inaugural pink Pepto-Bismol belt.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Winning $10,000.
Pepto-Bismol belt?
Yeah. So here's Sonia making hot dog history. By the way, I didn't add the music. This video is from CNN.
Whenever you say shit like that, I know I'm in for it.
Yeah.
It looks like she is sucking the hot dogs up like she's taking a drink. Her face is right down into the hot dogs, as if she had no hands, but she has hands. She has hands. Wait a second, Grace Lee. Someone get me a count on Grace Lee. Someone give me a count on Grace, Charlie. Our commissioner, Charles Hardy, is here. What's her count? How many for Grace Lee? Oh, just Lesko?
Oh, that's not Grace Lee. That's a different Asian woman. Sorry. Didn't mean to do that. Yeah, we just heard that happen.
Oh.
I'm glad you kept it running so that could be in there. That keeps happening. God damn it.
We're so far from God.
I know. So Sonia, she would win for the next 2 years and continue to be a formidable competitor. And one time, the Black Widow even beat Joey Chestnut. Remember the Crystal Square off?
How could I forget?
Yeah, she beat Chestnut.
Jesus Christ.
She ate 57 burgers. He had 56. Beat him by 1. Yeah. Now she is semi-retired. She works as a manager at a Burger King in Maryland. She's a boss. She's a fucking boss. Literally, figuratively. She likes her job. She likes what she does.
Obviously. Yeah.
She still competes sometimes, but,
She's still in the industry.
Then there's Miki Sudo. And she took the Black Widow's crown in 2014. And then continued to win the women's division hot dog for the next 6 years straight. So until 2020. She first entered the competitive eating circuit with pho, which, that's probably the one food that I could competitively eat.
Some pho?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could.
How's that shit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's very charming. Let's meet her. Here's a video from Marie Claire profiling Miki Sudo.
Or not. Hi, I'm Miki Sudo. I'm the top-ranked female competitive eater with Major League Eating and ranked number 4 overall with men and women combined.
The new world champion, Miki Sudo!
I've always been a really competitive person. My friends had gone into a restaurant that was offering this $1,500 progressive jackpot to anybody who could finish a 12-pound bowl of Vietnamese noodle soup. These big guys, they had gone in, talked a big game, and they had failed. I said I could do that. So the next day we all went together. My friends were cheering me on, so no practice or preparation. And I became the first person and the only person to date to collect that jackpot. I kind of gained a little bit of notoriety, and about 6 months later, got talked into doing my first head-to-head contest among other competitive eaters. And once I won that, I didn't look back.
Yep.
I want to hear the interview with those friends who are at that fucking table.
Right. The power of friendship, I feel.
Or if they are just they're just chain smoking cigarettes. There's something that happened they're not going to talk about.
They must have been thrilled. Imagine that's your friend.
Well, no, that'd be sick and fucking awesome at that one time.
Yeah. Then they go on and
if they become that's what
the
they
champion.
Become. Dude, that would be such a weird thing to see.
Right? That's actually why I started this, is because the thought popped into my mind, it would be just so fucking funny imagining I don't know, you coming over, or just a friend coming over and finding me at my kitchen table with 50 hot dogs and being like, what you doing?
I'd be extremely concerned. Well, not anymore. I know what you were up to now.
Right.
Like,
just the idea of how fucking funny it would be if one of your friends randomly started training for the Nathan's hot dog competition out of nowhere. We're like, you know what? I want to be a competitive eater.
it legitimately.
Be like, whoa, are you okay?
Yeah. Well, if they're like, I want to be a competitor, you're like, buddy, you don't want to.
No,
Or like if they were just like, I'm training for the Nathan's hot dog eating contest, like it would depend on the friend.
Yeah.
You know.
The thought of me in particular doing it though is like okay.
I don't know. I think I might.
That would be a crisis red flag.
Again, if you said I'm becoming a competitive eater, that'd be a red flag. If you're like, I'm training for the Nathan's hot dog eating competition, I'd be like, I'll see where this goes.
Let's see. Let's see how long this lasts.
Yeah, like I'll play along for a little bit at least.
Yeah. Just not. I don't think I'm willing to do that to my body.
No, of course not.
Just doesn't seem very nice. Okay, so here's Mickey Sudo at the 2023 annual weigh-in ceremony that takes place the day before the hot dog competition.
Yeah.
I'd like you to play through this for a little bit.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the annual weigh-in ceremony for the Nathan's famous 4th of July hot dog eating contest.
The weigh-in's just a fun way to get everybody together for some nice visuals and also address media questions. We're within 24 hours of actually taking the stage, so this is when it starts to feel really real. 39 people have really worked hard to qualify to be at the finals. Nathan's is the only competition where men and women compete separately.
What do you say to people who say, oh, it's disgusting?
But it's competitive eating, not competitive prettiness. I'm not here for a beauty pageant. Hi.
Juliet Lee?
No. Juliet Lee is... I'll go get her. I don't think we look alike, but I just got mistaken for the other Asian girl that eats. It
God
happened
damn.
twice in like the 5 minutes.
God fucking damn
It's
it.
really not funny. It just keeps fucking happening. And it's like, come on, people.
No. It's funny because it happens so much. It's not
Right.
because it's just like, we're fucked.
I know. They just can't help themselves.
Yeah, like it betrays it just shows something pretty fucking clearly.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what that is.
So, 2015, by the way, we're done with the women now. That's enough. They've had 5 minutes of our time. You don't get any more.
They're not embarrassing enough.
They're not. They're not where the real meat is.
Yeah.
In 2015, Joey Chestnut had held the belt for 8 years running.
They're all treating it like Kobayashi.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
Saw Joey Chestnut among them.
I know. So Joey's got the belt. He's had it for 8 years, but nothing gold, or rather, nothing mustard can stay. We're going to take a look at some ESPN footage again. And competing against Chestnut this time is a YouTuber named Matt Stoney, nicknamed Megatoad. There's 1 minute and 16 seconds left on the clock. Matt Stoney is beating Chestnut. This is incredible.
These two brave men, 50-50 the clock because it stands more washings, but really great Americans, and they're going after those hot dogs today.
Coming up to 1 minute to go in this great 4th of July tradition at the corner of Surf and Stillwell in Brooklyn. 1 minute, counting down now.
I just
look at Stoney go.
Just saw the commissioner looking on from the pit there. He's an even-handed man. He's not given to creating scandals where none exist, just to cover up his own failings. So hungry Charles Hardy in the pit watching the final minute.
They look like they're eating in reverse, but they're not.
The pacing still remains
Like
with Stoney.
it's like an optical illusion.
5.96 for Chestnut. About 30 seconds left to go. Chestnut is 3 behind.
Paul, I think this kid is going to do it. This would be a huge upset. This would be Nova over Georgetown in '85. This would be the Pats over the Rams in Super Bowl 36. Youth is speaking in Coney Island today. Will Matt Stoney become the Jordan Spieth of tubed beef?
We talked about the possibility. I'm not sure that I was believing it. But Stoney is at 60. We have under 10 seconds to go. They count down. Now 5 seconds.
What's in the mouth counts.
So they both are struggling to keep what's in the mouth in the mouth. The competition is now done, and it appears
you're gonna wanna
that
not
Matt
look,
Stoney
probably.
is our new champion.
Well, Chestnut just flipped to 60. This is unofficial, but that was an incredible battle of two incredible athletes.
Yep. So what do you know? Stoney wins.
What did he call him?
The Jordan Spieth of tube. Yeah. But, you know, that loss weighed heavy on Chestnut. He sobbed over it. And he fought to get his title back. He wasn't about to be bested again. He snatched it back the next year and has held it ever since. It's been 8 years again. So last time he got beat, it was his 8-year streak. Now it's 2024. We're up to his 8-year streak. Is this going to be it for Chestnut? Is he going to make it to 9 years running, or will he get beat this year? Only time will tell. For now, we have the privilege of a 3-part series on Chestnut's YouTube channel called Behind the Eating, sponsored by Dude Wipes. And this is what we're going to end the episode on, because there's been a woeful lack of poop talk up to this point.
And that wasn't intentional? Or is it, is it really woeful?
We saved it for the end, yeah.
Right.
Because there's a lot of stuff going into these people, but we haven't talked about how does it get out? What happens to them?
Right.
You know, what are the mechanics behind this? And, Chestnut's YouTube bio, by the way, fucking annoying. Please read it.
It has been said that I have God's username and password, and I do with it as I wish. The ground on which I walk is not made of earth and stone, but hope. And every time I open my mouth, a beam of white light shoots out. I hold 44 eating contest records, which is a record. I am the best competitive eater in the world. It's a fact. I'm really just a goofy dude that loves to eat, compete, and travel. I hope you enjoy a glimpse into my world of competitive eating. Thanks. I have over 50 world records. Full list on my website.
Annoying. That's an annoying bio.
It's fucking, yeah.
Fuck you, Walnut Chip. Roll the Dude Wipes tape.
Behind the Eating with Joey Chestnut. Presented by Dude Wipes.
I grew up in a big family with 4 boys. I have 2 older brothers and I have 1 younger brother. And pretty much everything we did was some sort of competition. Whether it was baseball or wrestling.
This dude's jaw is fucked up.
And the older brothers would always team up against the 2 younger brothers. And we'd get our butts kicked. The only thing that me and my little brother could do better than the older brothers eat.
Yeah.
My mom would make spaghetti meatballs, and without doubt, me and my little brother could eat more than my older brothers. It became kind of a thing, and it became really obvious. I was really eating a lot. Sometimes my mom would get mad at me for eating too much, and so I had a little bit of a complex. It's not a good thing to eat
that's
much,
it. So I wanted to include that part to show, like, how he got into this, which is basically, like, he wanted to eat more than his brothers and be like, guess what? I guess I can't beat you. I can eat more than everyone else.
It's a fine thing for brothers to do as children.
Right, but then he didn't outgrow it.
Yeah, what the fuck happened to you,
It kept going, and it kept going. So here's how part 1 ends. Here's how the video ends.
I definitely spend more time in the bathroom than most people since I started using Dude Wipes.
Come on.
It's a lot easier. It feels a lot better, and it's a lot less stressful. I'm Joey Chestnut, world champion competitive eater, #1 ranked eater in the world, and holder of 55 world records.
Dude, now that's for...
I'm making sure to downvote every one of these videos I have to play to fucking...
So these are all obviously just commercials for Dude Wipes, because the end of go on to episode 2. And this is every single one of these ends with him talking about his shits and being like, but shout out to Dude Wipes, makes shitting easier. It's very funny to me.
I do a cleanse before every contest, pretty much a day and a half, no solid food, lemon juice and water until it's liquid coming out. We're talking about thousands and thousands of calories that my body has to digest. I make sure that going into the contest, I'm absolutely empty. I try to make sure it's a clean highway. The bathroom, it's kind of explosive. It's not pretty. It's simple anatomy and biology. If people are gonna eat 15 pounds of food, there's gonna be 15 pounds of food coming out the other end. People are a little bit unimpressed when I tell them that it comes in rounds. Nature's working its way, and it's not working its way out all at once. Some foods it takes days to recover. Some foods recover really quickly. You have the greasy foods, pulled pork ribs,
the fucking
chili
music.
verde burrito.
I know.
They're rough on the body.
Don't have the
explosive on the back end. My perfect bathroom has
is
to be a little bit
insanity.
spacious. I don't want my elbows rubbing up on the walls where other people have been. And more importantly than that, I want to use something that makes me feel clean, makes me actually clean, and it's flushable. I bring Dude Wipes everywhere. Contests, road trips.
Dude, what the fuck is a Dude Wipe? Why is it Dude Wipes? What the fuck are we doing
Dude
here?
wipes for your shitty hairy butthole, Sequoia.
Dudes need Dude Wipes.
Yeah, for your dude butt.
Because it's so fucking...
All right, we're gonna suffer through the last one because it gets progressively like...
It's insanity.
I'm like, why you got paid handsomely for this, sir?
No,
Sell out. Can't wait to watch him get beat this
2006,
year.
I was still young in competitive eating. I did a crab cake eating contest for a casino. They left the crab cakes out for like hours. And as soon as I got on stage, I could smell them during the contest. I knew my body was going to reject them. My body was not happy that I was eating them. Barely held it together. Got sick off stage. Then ended up getting food poisoning. Things were coming out of both ends. It was a nightmare. Some festivals, they have designated bathrooms for competitive eaters. Most of the time we have porta potties at the events, which are rough. Oh, the bathrooms.
Yeah, just stop it. Just stop. Just stop. Stop it.
Stop.
Yeah, he just goes on to talk about how porta potty toilet paper sucks, and that's why you need to keep your dude wipes on you at all times.
These videos aren't that long.
No,
They're not that long. They're like, that's 4 minutes. That's 4 minutes. Most of that fucking episode is about the time you shit out a bunch of crab cakes because fucking casino, like that's most of what
So he could talk about how dude wipes helped him with his shitty crab cake, but I hate it. I hate it so much.
The fuck?
The Page of Wands.
Are we doing?
The Page of Wands. The fiery child marching into battle without knowing what the fuck he's doing.
Yeah.
But just wants to have fun.
Wants to compete.
Because it seems like a fun thing to do because he wants to be competitive and eat all the spaghetti more than his brothers. And now it's 20 years later, your jaw's all fucked up and you're taking money from dude wipes to talk about your poops.
This is the tragic flaw of the Suit of Wands.
Yeah.
It's impulsivity, right? It's creativity. But it's impulsivity.
Right.
It's to get into trouble.
This isn't a well thought out
Fire gets
plan.
itself into trouble. It's not a well thought out plan.
$10,000 if I win the hot dog eating contest. Well, did you think about the cost to your life?
No, they couldn't. They
No.
Kobayashi, he's like the Prince of Wands. He's got that fire. I mean, he's got that air element.
Yeah.
To him, you know.
Yeah. At least he's got.
He's
dignity
thinking it through. He's got fucking dignity. Yeah. That's.
Chestnut has none.
No, none of these other fucking. What was the name of the woman we saw?
Mickey?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's got some dignity.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's got dignity. Joey Chestnut has no dignity. Fucking.
There's a
Badlands Chugs. He got no
distinctly
dignity.
different vibe amongst the women that compete in these sort of things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Well, because it's still like the risk of sounding fucking whatever. There's a way in which the Yang principle and consumer capitalism works together that is fucking insane.
Yeah.
Like that just it's broken, like really broken. And that's you see that there. Why there's dignity and shit in the well, actually it is called the pink Pepto-Bismol belt, so let's not go too fucking
I mean, really.
Yeah.
There's basically no dignity in doing that.
No.
But I will say the
women are in on the joke.
Yeah.
They're in on the fucking joke.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The men are the butt of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Christ.
That's all I have.
What have we done? What in God's name have we done? Does Chuck E. Cheese have a pizza eating contest?
No, and thank God they don't, because apparently their pizza is not very good.
Yeah, that would probably... You know what? I bet they did the cost-benefit analysis. It wasn't gonna...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Christ.
I
didn't know this shit was gonna be this weird. Fucking hell.
Nor did I, until I started looking into it and was like, oh yeah, this needs to be an episode. This is ridiculous.
This is insanity.
Somehow Sophie Tucker got roped into it.
Oh, I forgot about her.
Oh, God damn it. She's the last of the red hot mamas, you fucking
She didn't
bastard.
fill it. We didn't talk about. She wasn't. Why was she here?
She's got a cross-eyed papa.
Is it Joey Chestnut?
Yeah, right?
Hey guys, if you like what we do, you can give us a rating and review. It really helps the show out. We'd love you if you did. You can tell your friends, subscribe, all that shit. And if you want to keep us from debasing ourselves with a hot dog eating I might do a pie eating contest.
Yeah.
Like after the fall of the empire, when we go back to having, county fairs
I
and
could
shit.
beat you in a pie eating contest.
Yeah.
Start the timer.
You're done. There's no way. There's no fucking way. What kind of pie?
Pudding pie?
Pudding pie? What the fuck is wrong with you?
Isn't that the usual pie that's eaten in pie contests?
I don't know. Is it? I was thinking blueberry pie.
Oh, I don't like
Apple
blueberry pie.
You don't like blueberry pie?
I don't.
All right, we'll talk about this afterwards. If you want to keep us away from Nathan's hot dog eating contest, you can support the show by joining our Patreon, where you get access to our bonus series, The Corkboard Bazaar. You get access to that and our patron Discord server for starting at just $5 a month at patreon.com/thenonsensebazaar. Keep the show ad-free. Keeps doing what we're doing.
Keep us sad-free.
Keep us sad-free. I'm feeling pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't want to emotionally manipulate the people.
I do. I will simply perish if you don't subscribe to our Patreon.
So you give them the good cop, bad cop. What's up?
I'm wasting away. I need more hot dogs.
We got to get this girl some hot dogs. Get on that hot dog budget. All right. Take care of yourselves, guys.
Take care of each other.
Friends don't let friends become competitive eaters.
Peace.
Peace.